Okay, I'd like to go ahead and begin. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today. I'd like to start off saying I am Sergeant Scott Michael. I am the supervisor over the Family Violence Unit here at the Pasadena Police Department. I'm also the supervisor for the Crime Victim Liaison here at the department, Mercedes Santillanes, who's here with me today. So before we begin, I'd like to start by thanking a couple people. I'd like to thank the Office of the Mayor for being here. He's going to introduce a proclamation later today, so thank you for being here. Thank you for the Pasadena City Council members for being here, and the Bridge Over Troubled Waters for arranging this event. We have representatives from the Harris County District Attorney's Office as well as the Harris County Domestic Violence Coordinating Council. I think these two agencies don't get the credit that they deserve. They do countless hours behind the scenes on the phone with meetings and organizing, and we really appreciate the efforts that they give us. And also thank you to the all other law enforcement agencies, private partners that we have, and private individuals that offer us voices of encouragement, courage, and support every day without fail that they provide us. So we're here today to raise awareness on the topic of sexual assaults. Sexual assaults happen every single day through all ages, within every community, and across most forms of technology. Our armor and defense and protection is public awareness, education, and survivor support. This month, the month of April 2022, is recognized nationally as Sexual Assault Awareness Month. This year's campaign is Building Safe Online Spaces Together. Here at the Pasadena Police Department, over the last 3 years, our officers have investigated over 620 sexual assault offenses. It's been over 200 offenses investigated for each year. The victims in those offenses range in age from children through adults, and they include family members, intimate partners, acquaintances, and unknown individuals. Some of these cases have been investigated for several months, up to over 1 year. The work that we do here would not be possible without the strong relationship that the Pasadena Police Department has with the Bridge Over Troubled Waters. This partnership has been cultivated and built over many, many years. Success is rarely accomplished alone, and our partnership with the Bridge Over Troubled Waters follows true to this. The Bridge Over Troubled Waters supports all different types of victims, and they provide them an incredible amount of support. Everything from direct communication, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that's for victims and law enforcement. They offer emergency shelters, housing, children's services, education, advocacy, and therapy. The work and support that the Pasadena Police Department directly has with the Bridge Over Troubled Waters is what makes our area for survivor support an innovative and desired model for other regions. I'd like to end with a quote before I turn this over. It's a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King. It says, "Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter." I think that quote embodies why we are here today. This matters, people matter, and survivors matter. So I'd now like to turn this over to Micala Clark with the Texas Forensic Nurse Examiners.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here. My name is Micala Clark. I'm our legal counsel and programs director for the Texas Forensic Nurse Examiners, also known as the Forensic Center of Excellence. We are a 24/7 victim service center that services over 13 counties and travels to over 60 plus locations. We are comprised of medical forensic nurses who offer medical forensic exams for victims of violence, including those that have been sexually assaulted. I want to thank the Bridge for their partnership. Our organization actually has a clinic space in the Bridge where our forensic nurses can go and perform medical forensic exams, and then the Bridge offers advocacy and other additional services for those survivors. I want to thank you all for being here today, and next I want to introduce Mary McFadden. She is the Division Chief over the Domestic Violence Division of the Harris County DA's office.
Hi, good morning. My name is Mary McFadden. I'm the Division Chief of our Domestic Violence Division at the Harris County District Attorney's Office. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you to the City of Pasadena, to Pasadena Police Department, to Bridge Over Troubled Waters, and to all of our associates in the room and those who weren't able to be here today. Sexual Assault Awareness Month is a time where we raise public awareness about sexual assault, harassment, and abuse. To raise visibility about sexual assault and prevent it, we have to first acknowledge that it exists. It's so easy for us to put our heads in the sand on issues like this and to say it doesn't happen. But let me tell you, in my job as a district attorney, as a prosecutor, I know it exists. I see it happen to children, babies, to elders in their 80s and 90s, to intimate partners who are supposed to be loved tremendously, to strangers out in the community going about their daily lives, at home and at work. It happens everywhere. It can happen to anyone, and it can happen at any time. It doesn't stop within a city. It doesn't stop within a community. It's rampant. So to prevent sexual assault, we have to raise visibility, and we have to offer solutions for preventions. The first solution would include support rather than blame. That's where we start. With our survivors and our partners who provide resources, that's where we start. Our second solution is interventions from providers, from law enforcement, from the criminal justice community. And the third solution is offender accountability in some form so that we can stop recidivism and hopefully prevent future sexual assault. At the district attorney's office, we have social workers, we have victims' rights advocates, and we have prosecutors, of course, who all stand with the survivor of sexual assault through the criminal justice process. In my division, we have a family violence services group who provide support, both physically and emotionally, who safety plan with the victim, and who can help them through protective measures, like a 2-year to lifetime protective order. So again, I thank you all for being here. We have to acknowledge, we have to support, we have to educate, which is what this campaign is about, so that we can stop sexual assault before it happens. Next on the list is Rex Lindberg with the Office of the Mayor of Pasadena.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Pasadena Police Department. Again, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Rex Lindberg. I am the Community Relations Director for the City of Pasadena. And on behalf of Mayor Jeff Wagner and the City of Pasadena, it's my honor to not only recognize Sexual Assault Awareness Month, but to also celebrate and honor our partners with our police department and the Bridge Over Troubled Waters. You know, I know the mayor hates that he couldn't be here today because anything that has to do with our police department and the safety and security and well-being of our citizens, he always puts first and foremost. So I know he'd like to be here today. Unfortunately, he's getting some well-deserved respite. We're so fortunate in our city to have somebody like the Bridge Over Troubled Waters. The things that they do in our community, and they do it with compassion, with love, and with care. You know, April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and we all know that. But at the Bridge, it's 24/7, 365. And with the caring heart and the things that they bring forward, it's absolutely amazing. I read something today, I was doing a little bit of research on this. I did not know this, and Tammy, forgive me for not knowing this. I read that the Bridge has grown to be one of the largest crisis intervention centers of its kind in Texas, serving over 20,000 people annually. I think that's phenomenal that we have that in Pasadena. That's what Pasadena is all about. We're a different community. We reach out, we do things the right way in Pasadena, and we're honored to have you as one of our most cherished nonprofits here in our city. You know, a lot of times when we do these proclamations and stuff, they're somewhat boring, and so we don't usually read them on. We just kind of get to the end of it. But this is such an important day today. I think that if you guys will just bear with me, I'm going to read this a little bit, and because I think it's important. Whereas April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, a time to draw attention to the prevalence of sexual assault and educate individuals and communities about how to prevent it. Sexual harassment, abuse, and assault are widespread problems. In the United States alone, nearly 1 in 5 women and 1 in 67 men have been raped at some time in their lives. And 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 20 boys is sexually abused by the age of 17. Whereas sexual harassment, assault, and abuse can happen anywhere, including online spaces. Now, more than ever, screens and technology connect us with others. But for far too long, harassment, cyberbullying, and sexual abuse have been seen as unavoidable behaviors online. Whereas each of us has the power to change that. Together, we can make a difference to build inclusive, safe, and respectful communities that thrive online and offline. Whereas 2022 marks the 21st anniversary of Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And the theme of this year's campaign is building safe online spaces together. We can build online communities free from sexual harassment, abuse, and assault by practicing digital consent, intervening when we see harmful behaviors, and promoting online communities that value inclusion, safety, and respect. So on behalf of Mayor Jeff Wagner, the mayor of the city of Pasadena, he asked us all to join all the advocates and communities across the country in proclaiming that we can build safe online spaces together. So on behalf of Mayor Jeff Wagner, we do proclaim today, in this month, in April 2022, as Sexual Assault Awareness Month. I do think that we all have personal responsibilities. All of us need to be aware of this, keep our eyes and our ears open. We have a responsibility as community leaders, to report any sexual harassment, any sexual assault that we know about. And not only that, but we also have to make sure that we get the victims, we get them the resources that they need. We do offer that here in Pasadena, and we're very proud of that. With that, I'll turn that over to, who's coming up? Me? Olivia. All right, hey guys, thank you so much.
Good morning, friends and community members. As always, it's an honor to share a space in the fight against sexual violence. My name is Olivia Rivers, and I serve as the CEO for the Bridge Over Troubled Waters in Pasadena, Texas. Our mission is to offer support, provide safety, and prevent domestic and sexual violence. Thank you all for attending and standing in solidarity with victims and survivors of sexual violence. It is always beautiful to see a community that is committed to protecting its citizens and future generations. Every April, advocates, allies, and survivors come together to honor two causes that the Bridge passionately educates about and seeks to prevent, and that is child abuse and sexual violence, oftentimes both going hand in hand. This year, our national theme for Sexual Assault Awareness Month is building safe online spaces together, which the Bridge champions and firmly believes in. In the last few years, our world has existed in a predominantly virtual setting, increasing opportunities for violence to become more prevalent in the digital world. As you can imagine, the digital natives, Generation Z, spend the most time online, leaving the youngest members of our society vulnerable to violence, bullying, and solicitation by sexual predators. As the Pasadena and Harris County partner agencies continue to collaborate to raise awareness and support survivors, we are committed to addressing technology-facilitated sexual violence through education, community programs, and curating trauma-informed spaces for everyone. So if you or someone you know has experienced sexual violence or harassment, virtually or in real life, please call the Bridge's 24-hour hotline at 713-473-2801. The partnership between the Bridge and all of the agencies represented up here is just the tip of the iceberg, because it is through decades of committed services, friendship, and efforts that we have seen an increased impact in trauma-informed community that believes survivors and stands in solidarity. So to Pasadena ISD, who continues to make sure that our families and our children have safe spaces to come to the Pasadena Chamber of Commerce and our many local business partners, and then of course, I would be remiss not to mention our healthcare partners, such as HCA Southeast and St. Luke's Patients, who are all pivotal players in this movement. Survivors are watching, and I am so glad that when they look up, they see a community who will roll out the red carpet for them in their journey towards healing. So to survivors out there, you are not alone, and we are here every step of the way. So thank you all for coming. We're going to take a moment to do our comments in Spanish. So if any of our Spanish-speaking media wants to come up, and then we're going to have our representatives from PPD and the Bridge say these comments in Spanish. Thank you.
Muy buenos días tengan todos ustedes. Este es un día muy emotivo para nosotros, no solo por el hecho de que estemos reunidos personas de nuestra comunidad, sino por el hecho de que los medios estén aquí presentes brindando aliento acerca de este problema que es tan prolífico. Primero que nada, quiero introducir mi nombre, Raúl Granados, soy el sargento del Departamento de Policía de Pasadena de Relaciones Exteriores. Ya se introdujeron ellos, pero los vamos a introducir una vez más al Rex Lindberg del departamento de la oficina del alcalde Jeff Wagner y miembros del Distrito Fiscal del Condado de Harris. Bienvenidos a todos ellos y también a todos los miembros de la comunidad que nos representan hoy en día. Las agresiones sexuales ocurren todos los días, en todas las edades, dentro de la comunidad y dentro de nuestras redes sociales también. Nuestra armadura de defensa y protección es la concientización pública y la educación y el apoyo a todos los sobrevivientes. Este mes, el mes de abril, es reconocido a nivel nacional como el mes de concientización sobre la agresión sexual. La campaña de este año es Construyendo Juntos Espacios Seguros en Línea. Nuestra ciudad, desafortunadamente, ha tenido muchos reportes de asaltos sexuales, 620 en los últimos 3 años, 200 por cada año. Esto incluye adultos, niños, parejas íntimas, conocidos, personas extrañas, y algunas investigaciones duran hasta 1 año en completarse. Nuestra relación con la organización The Bridge Over Troubled Waters, que es el puente sobre aguas turbulentas, es muy importante. El éxito no se logra solo, sino con una asociación con organizaciones como The Bridge Over Troubled Waters. Ellos ofrecen apoyo las 24 horas. Sirven como refugio de emergencia, alojamiento, servicio para niños, educación, abogacía y también para terapia. El trabajo y el apoyo que el Departamento de Policía de Pasadena tiene directamente con esta organización es lo que hace que nuestra área de apoyo a sobrevivientes sea un modelo innovador para otras regiones. Muchas gracias.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Clarita y yo soy la directora de Arviquetas y yo trabajo en el puente que va a ayudar a las personas que necesitan ayuda con abuso sexual. Como dijo Mr. Granados, es muy importante que nuestra comunidad sabe que hay ayuda y hay apoyo y esto pasa todos los días y estamos tratando de traerlo a la comunidad y decirle a la comunidad que hay apoyo en el puente. El puente puede ayudarles con legalmente, le puede ayudar con abogado, le puede ayudar con terapia, le puede ayudar con asesoramientos, acompañamientos a la policía, a medical. Todo eso está disponible a sus manos. Lo que quiero dar hoy es un número muy importante para nuestra comunidad, para que sepan que hay apoyo y hay alianza con la policía. El número de nuestra agencia es 713-473-2801. Es un número muy importante. Si están viendo hoy y han sufrido abuso sexual, llámenos. Cambie su vida hoy. Este número otra vez es 713-473-2801. Estamos aquí para la comunidad. Gracias y que pasen buen día.
Clarita, antes de que se retire, ¿nos regala su apellido, por favor? Y
Mi-
nos dice si este tipo de servicios son gratuitos para la comunidad.
Sí, mi apellido es Clarita Gonzalez y estos servicios están gratis, no cobramos, todo está gratis en el puente. Llámenos. Es muy importante que la comunidad sabe que esto está disponible. Gracias.
Again, thank you all for coming. That does conclude our press conference. If the media has any questions for PPD or myself, and again, we want to thank our council members that attended. We invite you all to join us to network and to see who in the room you might connect with to continue to support survivors. Thank you all for coming.